for inviting me here. That I'm really honored and appreciate that you are kind of interested in a Korean student's life. It's because we have different linguistic backgrounds and then different pronunciation techniques and then rules that it's really hard for us to, I mean for me it's really hard to pronounce English too. You know, in Korea we don't have R and L differences, and we don't have PH, like F sound, we don't have schwa sounds like that. So I hope that this PowerPoint and my presentation kind of help you how to understand the Korean names and see the formats and the structures and then how to kind of pronounce their names correctly. And let's start. Let me go over with the general rules and backgrounds of the Korean names first. So Korean name consists of the family name followed by the given name. So we start the family name first and then the first name later. Actually, first and last, so we are using the opposite way. Maybe the Chinese are same, and then also Japanese are same too. The Korean names are typically consist of only one syllable for our last names. Kim, Lee, Park, they're all one syllable. 20,000 people out of 51 million Korean population use the two-syllable last names, like Sonu or Jaegal. It's really hard to see those people. So usually it's one-syllable last names. And there's no middle names. There's no such a middle name for Koreans. I mean, for me, I use Han Gil Kim, which I have a space between my first names. So a lot of people ask me that Gil is your middle name, but not. So we only have first name and last names. But there's another exception too. So if a person intentionally want to use the baptized names or put an English name between their last name and first name, they might have a middle name. So they might use like Andrew as their middle name between like Han Gil, Andrew, Kim, like that. But typical way, we don't have middle names. Not like America, married man and woman will keep their full personal name, including their last name too. So they don't change their names, even though they get married. And children usually inherit the father's family name. My family name is Kim, and so which means my father's last name is Kim, and I don't follow my mother's last name. But nowadays it's kind of changed. The woman's power is getting, growing higher and higher, and then people can kind of think that why don't we follow the mother's name too, or why don't we use both names? Let's say, it sounds like a little bit awkward, but Kim Park might be their last names, like that. The family names are subdivided into clans. So the clans are extended families which originated in the lineage system used in the previous historical period. So each clan is identified by a specific place. So for example, my father's last name is Kim, but interestingly, my mother's last name is Kim too. But my father Kim clan is from the northeast side of the Korea, Gangneung. So Gangneung Kim. And my mother is Gimek Kim, which is from the southeast part of Korea, near Busan. So they have two different clans, but they're using the same Kim. So in Korea, we have 13 different Kim clans. Let's say my future, I don't have girlfriend yet, but my future girlfriend is from the same clan Kim, then I cannot get married.
Huh.
Yes, it has to be different clans. It's because of the like genetics or biological side effect. After that, we get birth with kids, so it's illegal to get married with the same clan. But it's okay to get married with a different clan of the same last names. There's some last name has only one clan, which means you cannot get married with that. Here. There are just some Korean romanization systems used for geographic and the names, but the Koreans using languages written in the Latin script romanize their name in a various way according to the personal preference. So there are so many different ways to write their names, even though there's just some official options. Let's say for their last name, there's a Li. So in Korean way, we all say E. So these are all E. E, 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 E.
Wow.
Yeah, but popular way to write the E is L-E-E. But there's some people want to say Y-I because in Korean, the first name of E never have sound with L. North Korea, however, use L sound in their last names. So more proper way to write their last name with E might be Y-I. But when we first adopt the American Latin script, I think there was some misunderstanding because of the was impacted by the Japanese because we were colonized before, and then also our first American English. The English was the British English too. So we kind of mixed, and then little bit used in the wrong way maybe. So that's why they started with the Li. But more proper way to say is E. And the Korean living, like me, living and working in Western countries, have their names in the Western order, which means the last name is at the end and the first name is the first. So like here, I will introduce my name as Han Gil Kim, but when I go back to Korea, I will say Kim Han Gil. So I couldn't, go over all the family names and the first names, but I just picked a little bit of the popular name used in Korea. So the 5 most common family names are Kim, Lee, Park, Choi, and Jung. 21.60% of the Korean population use Kim. Technically, if you go to Korea, in the middle of the street, you yell out like Kim, and statistically, 20% of the people, like 1/5 of the people, will turn their head and see like who just called me, And Lee has 14.80%, and Bak is 8.50%, and then the Che is 4.70%, and Jung is 4.40%. And including all these, 54% of the Korean population use these 5 last names. But here, I kind of put the pronunciations. So Kim, like a sound, we don't have that in the beginning when you use the names. Of course, we have k sound, but we don't use it for the beginning of the names. Proper way to say is Kim. So don't use the forte sound, don't use too hard, like hard G. So it's like, just make it softer. Don't push too stress, like in the sound, like say Kim, Kim,
Kim.
Kim. So it's not Kim, it's like Kim.
Kim.
So Lee, I just told you that we don't have L sound in the beginning. It might be E.
E.
Yes. And then Park, there's two things to want to point out. We don't have P in the beginning of the name. Again, it's a B sound. It has to be B sound. And then R, I just told you that we don't have R sound. So which means you can take it out the R and it might be Pak. Yes, B sound without R sound. Pak. And then Che, some people call this Choi, but it's, I told you that the last name is 1 syllable, has to be 1 syllable, not Choi, has to be Che. Yes. And Jung, I think that's the most right way to write, and then sound is similar. It's Jung, the J sound, Jung. Some people use it Chung, like here, but they are all Jung. Yes. I mean, these are all different ways to write the Kim, Lee, Bak, Che, Jung. But these ones are the most popular way to write it. But you don't stress out, don't use the forte sound, just make it softer. and say Kim, Li, Yi, Park, Che, Jung. Yes. Let's see some examples. This first name is my name. So Kim is my last name, but I wrote it in a Korean way. And Han Gil is my first name. So you don't have to read this one. But so there's some combinations. As I told you, there's a way to write in a different way. And there's 3 ways to write my first names. So I go with the last one. So I have space between my first names. But some people do not have the space between the first names. And some people use a hyphen between their first names. So these are all the proper way. I just found out, and I learned it too, I just found out that from 2014, the Korean Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade just changed the law that there's no space between the first names. Because a lot of people was confused. Is this your middle name? They just announced that there's no space, only hyphens, or let's make it one word. So you will not see this again. But the people who made their passport after 2014, of course I made it before that, so I used Han space Gil. This last name is Yi, and the first name, Hyungjun, actually I searched it in OSU. He was, I think, one of the engineering students, I guess. And then he goes with Hyungjun. It's I think for these ones, like all these one word things, it's really hard to separate where to, make it like first syllable and then second syllable. It's really hard. But if you have hyphen here, like it's obvious that this is the first syllable and this is the second syllable. It's like Hyungjun. But he can go by these too. So 3 ways. So whenever you see the Korean names, there's no middle name, and ask the student where to separate their first name. Always with the soft sound. Always. There's no such a like sh sound. There's no k sound. There's no f sound. So make it softer always, and no R sound, no L sound. So I think for format and the structure, it's kind of difficult for the non-Korean people to understand their name, the Korean's name. Yes.
So there's a K in the second syllable of that person's first name. Is that a hard K or?
This one?
Yeah. You were saying that names don't make
Oh,
it
it's not
last name?
Kyung, it's Kyung. Always soft.
Okay.
But it's like a G sound.
Okay.
So K has to be G sound. So Kim becomes Kim. Kyung, like Kyung, becomes Kyung. Yes.
And that's only the beginning of the name, right? Like Bach.
No. Always.
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 So Bach is.
Bach is not like. It's hard. Bach. It's like not k sound at the end.
It's not like a
but-
composer.
Yes, but it's like Bach. Anyhow, it's a G sound.
Yeah.
Always G sound.
Right.
There's no such a K sound in Korean names. Always G sound. Other questions? Yes.
I'm an academic advisor, so I respond to a lot of student emails, and usually with Korean and Chinese and Japanese students, I'll just say hi and then their first name. Would that be appropriate, or would it be better to use? I'm assuming that it would be
Okay. Then I need to bring the Korean culture, I guess, first. So for teachers, we have like high authority for teachers. So teachers can just write their first names or last names for the student. But when I came here first, like 5 years ago, my advisor told me that you can just, call with my first names. I was shocked. In Korea, we never use someone who is older than me plus someone if he or she is a teacher. Never go with their first names. Always go with the last names. And we put like Mr. Kim or Miss Kim or teacher Kim, instructor Kim, professor Kim, always. We don't go with the first names. I'm kind of getting used to it, but it's really hard for me to say his first name. Like it's just not mine. But for teachers, when you write emails or tell your student with the first name, it might be okay. Yeah, there's no offense on that, I guess. So let's have some quiz here. Maybe I can nominate somebody. This is the Korean way, actually. For teachers, we have high authorities. You can't nominate anyone. Fortunately, this person do not have T sound again. Can be a kind of hard T sound, but this guy has a D sound. It's more soft again. So it's Daeho. So Kim Daeho is his name. Daeho Kim. And he might go with the different ways, right? How can he write his names? There might be 3 or 4 ways. Yes, DAE hyphen ho, right? Or DAE space ho. So DAE space ho can be the one way to write his name. Or DAE space HO with a capital H2. Yeah, there's a multiple way to write his names. It's the person's preference. So all these names are same name, Daeho. Yes. This guy has a middle name. I think he used the American name as his official passport names here. I guess that he was born in the United States. So his name can be Kim. Andrew is just Andrew. Oh, so basically Korean language is syllable, is stressing the syllable a lot. Which means is Andrew can be An, Du, Ryu. So it's a 3 syllable in Korean way. So Kim, An, Du, Ryu, Gi, Hun.
Wow.
When you take out the Andrew, it's Kim, Gi, Hun is his name. Kim, Gi, Hun. You can write like this, Andrew Gi space Hun, or Andrew Gi hyphen Hun, Andrew Gi with a capital H and Hun. They're all same.
So if this student were to walk into our office, I would say, "Hi, Andrew."
Oh, I think it's fine. Yes.
That's okay?
Yes, because he has the Andrew in his name. I think he will go with the Andrew with his name too.
Would that be insulting or improper?
No, not at all, not at all. For me, my name's Han Gil, right? And I heard a lot of native speakers of English. It's hard to pronounce Gil the proper way, so I just go with Han. But so I'm using part of my Korean names as my American names again, and see like Star Wars, there's Han Solo, right? So I just go with Han. Han is my name. So I just made it like take out the part of my Korean names and then using as a Western names. Yeah. But some people just make their own Western names and then just say like this. But this guy is officially having Andrew in part of his names. So some people, if let's say Kim Gi-hun, there's another guy, Kim Gi-hun, think that he want to use the Western names. Maybe he can put like Thomas. He will just say, okay, I want to go with Thomas. But I think he's fine. Gi-hun is fine, or Andrew is fine, or Andrew Gi-hun is fine too. So we all see that the name has a 2 syllable, right? Gi-hun, Daeho, Han Gil, like that. But there's an exception too. There's a first name with a 1 syllable. Ibo. So his first name can be the 1 syllable too. So in Joseon Dynasty, a long time ago, only the king can use the 1 syllable first name. Because people cannot pronounce the king's name because it's illegal at that time. Let's say Bo was the king's name. Rice is Bori. I'm pronouncing Bo, right? Bo, Li, as a rice. But it's still fine because Bo is his name, but Bori is not his name. But if the king's name was Bori, then people cannot say rice. So the king thought that, okay, I will just go with the one syllable name so that the people can just pronounce some other materials. So kings just go with the one syllable a lot. I'm not saying that this guy is king. But nowadays we don't have king. So he has just one syllable name. Bo. Yes.
Do Korean names have gender as well? So boys have certain names and girls have certain
There's
names?
like, you know, like Michael, Dave, something popular names, but it's like my younger brother is Han Gil. So Mi Gil is a road. So it's like my father made it like it's a big road, Han Gil. So Han Gil is a big road, and Han Gil is a big star. But there's like thousands of Han Gil using the women are using Han Gil too. So I think my younger brother hated his name. There is 3 syllable first name. It's hard to separate them, right? Yi, Han, like my name, Han, Na, and Le. So Yi, Han, Na, Le is her name. So 3 syllable with his first name. So we can write 4 different ways. Of course, the last name Yi can be Li or R-H-E-E, Li too. Multiple ways, multiple combinations. But usually 1 syllable last name and 2 syllable first name are very popular. Yes.
But I thought there was no R sound. So how would,
Oh, it's not like re, it's le.
with the L?
Yes, more in a L sound. So le. Yeah. Han, na,
Na,
le.
le.
Yes, le.
Okay.
Some people do not have a typical Korean name in their first names.
I know yours.
Oh, you know? I know her too. She, I think she used a Catholic name, I guess. I don't know. Like, this is just her name.
Huh.
But it's a very unique name in Korean way.
It's an old name here.
Yeah, but we don't use this kind of
Yeah.
Not often.
not often. Yes. There's this part Daniel. We might say De, Ni, Er. So Bak, Daniel. We have to
Daniel.
take out all the syllables.
Wow.
Yes. De, Ni, Er. So consonant and vowel, we see it, we just separate them. De, Ni, Er. The last name is Park. So we don't say Park, right? It's Park. It can be P or P, and her name might be Jimin, Ji-min with a space, like these all different ways. Some people has Alexander, his first name too, but I just searched him and then with his last name, okay, this guy's Korean because he's using the Czech. Yes. There's another way to write Czech. C-H-O-E, not I. It's Czech. And then his first name is part of my name, Han. Han can be the last name too, actually. Not popular, but still. Che-yu-mi. This you can write in this way too. Can be either way, different ways. That's all that we saw today. So we, again, we don't have middle names. Some people using the Western names might be their middle names. Some people use the baptized name, might be the middle name too. But typical Korean name, we don't have middle names. And you can just ask your student where to cut your names between the first names because it might be 2 syllable names. So Han Gil, and no such a R sound, no P sound, no K sound, no F sound. because I can't go over with all the Korean names, but I just try to cover all the possible, combination of their first names with 1 syllable, 2 syllable, 3 syllable, with a Western name in it, with some baptized name only, but no middle names. And it's okay to call their Western names. It's okay to. I mean, for me, I just say, okay, you can just go with Han only. Don't say Gil. Han Gil, but don't say Gil. You can just go over Han. I'm okay with that. Any questions? Yes.
So say on the first day of class, when you're taking attendance or trying to go through all the names the first time, would it sound more correct and proper to say the last name first?
Well,
Substitutes, or does that
I mean,
just-
I think they're already socialized here, so it's okay to say their first name first and the last name later. It's not awkward. It's not insulting their names too, so it's fine.